Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do. I am a love coach for women who want to stay and heal and reconcile after infidelity. You have been cheated on, and it is drastic. It is a trauma that you are struggling with, but you're not leaving. You're still there. Somehow or another, you want something to change. You don't want to have to give up on the person that you love just because they were such an idiot and cheated on you. And I am here to tell you that you are perfectly reasonable in that desire. I wanted that, and I was able to get exactly that. I was able to get my happy ending after the infidelity with my husband. It is 18 years later now. 18 years past all of that pain. We are in a better place. We are trusting. We are happy. I know that it can be done because I did it. So I want to tell you how to do it. All right. So if you need a guide exactly on how to do, put dreams in the comments. I will send you the link for my dreams formula. It is the step-by-step guide that you're going to need to be able to heal through this. You will recognize yourself in the guide. When you read through it, you'll be like, oh, yes, this is exactly what I needed to hear. Okay. You will know step by step by step what it is that you need to do to be able to heal, to be able to reconnect in the relationship, to get to a better place. I want you to get to a better place. I know it can be done. So I want you to be able to have the structure to be able to get there. Put dreams in the comments if you would like a copy of my dreams formula, how to heal and reconcile after infidelity. All right. So, uh, it has been a super busy day for me. I am in Virginia, and we are expecting the big old weather, the snow, the freezing rain. It's about to be a thing. So I've been running around all day trying to make sure we got all the stuff that we need to make sure we're nice and comfortable for the storm. Picking up grocery order tomorrow morning. Things should go well, but we may be out of power for a couple of days. So we'll see how the weekend goes. So it's been a super busy day for me. So I'm glad that I get to come and talk to you. This is my safe place. I know about everything that I'm going to talk to you about. I've been unsure all day, but I am sure about how to heal and how to reconcile. So come on in here, join me. Come give me your questions, put them in the comments so that I can answer all your questions about healing and reconciling. I got answers for you. Okay. All right. So make sure I can see everything. Love Coach Dasha. I am on the Love Coach Dasha page on Facebook. I am in the Love After Cheating group on Facebook. And I am on YouTube. So make sure that you come and you join my group. Join Love After Cheating. If you have been going through this trauma by yourself, there is no reason for that. You can come and join in with other women. The group is 6,000 strong that are doing the exact same thing you are. They wanted to stay, they wanted to work it out. You are not by yourself. All right. All right. Okay, I can see everything. Fabulous. So, we always talk about this because I want you to know that being cheated on is a trauma. And when you are going through a trauma, that is a physical experience. This is not just, oh, my heart is broken. Yeah, that's a physical thing that's happening to you, okay? When you are thinking about it and it's going through your head every 5 seconds all throughout the day, that is a physical thing that is happening to you. Our bodies react to trauma by doing certain things. Okay. So, what we need to do is take back control over those automatic things that our bodies do after a trauma so we can start bringing them back around to a more balanced, more regulated place, and then get to the point where we can heal and we can reconcile. All right. So, the very first thing that I'm always going to teach you every single time we get together, I need you to be doing your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? If you are not, you are doing yourself a disservice. I need you to get on that. I need you to take it seriously. People always think that it's not that big a deal. But your breath, the way you breathe, informs your body and your brain about what state you're in. If you are gasping, barely inhaling, barely exhaling, you are on the struggle. Your body understands that you are struggling, so it thinks that you're in danger. It thinks that something is wrong. We've got to control that breath and bring it in fully and exhale fully, letting go of excess carbon dioxide while we're breathing so that our bodies know we're not in danger. Okay? There is a switch in your brain that picks up on how much carbon dioxide is left in your lungs. If you are accumulating carbon dioxide in your lungs, your brain thinks that something is terribly wrong with you. All right. And that is exactly what happens when you do that gasping breath of fight or flight being all triggered. We don't want our brains to think that we're constantly under attack. So if you do your deep breathing, you are showing your brain that you are not under attack, you are safe, and you are in control. So we're going to do our deep breathing. What we do is 4-7-8 breathing. Now, what you do is blow out as much as you possibly can. All right. Then you're going to inhale through the nose for about a count of 4. Going to hold that breath for a count of 7. And then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. We're going to do this 3 times in a row, but I want you to do it 5 times a day as you are developing your practice, as you are getting to the place where you are calming yourself, regulating yourself after this trauma. 5 times a day is going to be super important. Doing it frequently and reminding your body over and over and over during the day that you're safe is going to help you to heal a whole lot faster. Okay. So we are going to do it together 3 times. You all let me know how you feel when you're doing the deep breathing. Okay. It should be a physical difference. Something should feel different inside your body when you're doing this. All right. So first things first, blow out. Make the noise of blowing. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. I love it. How does it feel when you do your deep breathing? It should feel different in your body. Some people start yawning uncontrollably. Some people feel like they get a little lightheaded. Some people get a little bit more energy. Some people get sleepy. How do you feel when you're doing the deep breathing? Put that in the comments. Let me know. All right, so that's the first thing. One of the practices that you're going to use to start to feel better, to heal your brain, to heal this trauma in your body after infidelity, doing your deep breathing. Now, the second thing that you're going to do, the second practice that I'm always going to teach you, this is the stuff that I teach my one-on-one clients, the people that work with me on a day-to-day basis. I have them doing these things consistently. When you are doing them consistently, when you're constantly being reminded of them, they start to take effect a lot sooner. All right. But the second thing that I need you to do is do your journaling. Have you broken out your journal at all lately? I need you to do that. Okay. We need a place to get those thoughts out of our head. We need a place to put down the negative, repetitive thoughts that come with trauma. Trauma changes the way that your brain works. So if you have these negative, repetitive thoughts and you just keep examining them, letting them trip over themselves in your brain over and over again, you are going to wear yourself out and you are going to make a rut in your brain where this negative thing is always sitting and you will keep running into that negative thought. We have got to get those thoughts out of our head and down on the paper. A lot of the time, if you have a negative repetitive thought and you write it down in your journal, in a book, something physical, something you can put in your hands. You can open the book and find it in the pages. When you do that, your brain says, oh, it's safe. She wrote it down in the special shiny book. Okay, so she's going to keep that with her. We're going to always have access to that information. So then your brain thinks, oh, we don't have to keep repeating it over and over again. Wouldn't it be great to get rid of some of those thoughts? Put them down in your journal, okay? This came from the Dollar Tree, all right? It does not matter where you get a journal from. It does not matter what you write with as long as you do it. I want you to practice 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes before you go to bed. If you do that on a regular basis, train yourself, your thoughts will align themselves in those times. Your thoughts will be like waiting for you when you wake up. And okay, yes, we're going to sit down and we're going to pour this stuff out that comes up to the surface. And we're going to start our day without that on our brains. We're not going to start the day with that weight on us. We are putting it down in the book and we can come back to it anytime we feel like it. So then you're freer during the day. Then at night, before you go to bed, it is a great way to be able to go to sleep. If you're having trouble sleeping after this trauma, after you've been cheated on, you need to use your journal to be able to get those thoughts out of your brain before you try and lay down and go to sleep. When you are in bed and the thoughts are just going, it's not conducive to your healing. You need sleep to be able to heal. So if you write the thoughts down, take about 5 minutes. Again, the stuff that bubbles up to the top, the most top of mind thoughts, put those down and tell your brain, hey, they're here. If you want to work on that unconscious while I'm asleep, you feel free, but I need to sleep. I need to be able to rest in order to heal and be safe. I can't be safe if I'm exhausted. I can't be safe if I've been awake for 3 or 4 days in a row. I'm psychotic at that point. I cannot keep myself safe. So I must sleep. You work on it. You are at liberty to feel free to run this through all night if you want to, but don't wake me up about it. All right. Don't give me nightmares about it. Assign your brain the task. Let it work on it during the night. And then when you get up to do your morning journaling session, ask your brain, hey, did you come up with anything from this, what we were talking about last night? Any thoughts, any ideas, any way you want to, go about this? Do you have something for me? Okay, well, if you do, I'm gonna write it down in the journal. All right. Now, when you're doing your journaling, you need a couple of things. You need your date, you need your time, you need your level of anxiety. The date and time are there to show you when things happen. You will discover that there are certain thoughts that come more in the morning, and there are certain thoughts that come more in the evening. If you journal in between, then you will start to see a pattern of the times that you are tending to need to journal to get something out of your head. You need those patterns. You will find that the triggers lie in the patterns. You will know exactly what the trigger will be before the trigger even arrives because you've written it down a whole bunch of times in your journal. You need this. This is scientific information for you. All right. And then your level of anxiety. Your level of anxiety can be from 0 to 10. We are not going to go past a 10. That is as big as it can possibly get. That's fantastic. I see you over there on YouTube. Hi. That is as big as they can get. Your feelings about this, your feelings about this trauma, about this horrible trauma happening to you can only get as big as a 10. That's as high as they can go. This feeling cannot get bigger than you. It cannot stomp you. It cannot stomp the entire village, okay? It cannot do that. It is 0 to 10. 0 is, I feel wonderful. Things are great. All is right with the world. You need to write that down. You need to take your journal and make sure that you write down those days where you feel 0, because then you're like, hey, it's not overwhelming me today. It is not taking me down today. It is not making me obsess about it today. I am actually feeling pretty confident that things will go better for me. All right. That's a 0. I can't see your whole name over there, but thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely am sexy. All right. You, I appreciate you. All right. So, 10, a 10 with your emotions when you are journaling is the level of anxiety of, I have lost control of myself. I want to tear my hair out, rip my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. I am having no control over my reactions at this time. You are not a 10 if you are sitting down with a pen in your hand, writing down your level of anxiety. Okay. You're not in control of yourself at a 10. You can come back later on and say, oh, yeah, I hit a 10 earlier. I was throwing stuff and I was screaming and the neighbors knocked on the wall. You can say that later. But right in the moment, if you are writing, you're not at a 10. Okay. It's very easy. It's comforting to know that. And it helps you to be more clear about how bad you're actually feeling, because your brain will tell you you feel like you're at a 10 at all times. And that is just not true. And that will kind of overwhelm you if you always think that. But if you have proof in your journal that that is not so, then you feel a lot better. You feel like, okay, my brain is lying to me. I don't have to believe everything it says. Okay. All right. Now, do your journaling. Do your journaling. Couple times a day, give yourself that self-care time. If you want to heal, if you want to ever get with this person and reconcile and feel better about this relationship, do your journaling. Okay. Third thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, I need you to develop an attitude of gratitude. I want you to be focused on the things that make you feel grateful. Okay. We are grieving when we're traumatized, right? We're thinking about some kind of a loss, even if it was a loss of, oh, I thought this person was perfect and they would never hurt me. That is a huge loss for you. So the way to start to combat that is to deal with the things that you are grateful are in your life. These things are still here. These things are still present. It is a good thing and it is in your life. So you don't have to feel like your life is devoid of good things. It will show your brain that you intend to look for the good and have those good things in your life. And then your brain will take over and start looking for those good things as well. It will start serving them up to you. Be like, okay, well, what about this? This is a thing to be grateful for, isn't it? This is something we really love. I bet you this is the thing you feel grateful for. It'll start just giving you things. If you can hold on to a positive thought, something that you are grateful for, something that you are happy about for 17 seconds, your brain will respond by trying to give you another thing to be happy about. Okay. Just holding on to that good thought will lead you to another good thought if you just hold on to it long enough. Okay. So that's what we're doing. We're training our brains after this trauma. Yes, they are doing exactly what their job is. Our brains are doing their jobs. When we have been traumatized, it goes about telling us that everything is unsafe and we need to watch out. It is doing exactly what it should do automatically. However, we don't want to live in that automatic state because that's all fear. That's all, it's all fear. It's all, I'm scared something bad will happen to us. That is what your body is responding to. So if you want a life where you are in control of your life and not just responding to fear at all times, you've got to choose that. You've got to decide on that. And coming back to your gratitude practice over and over and over again is an excellent way to decide. Okay. All right, so let me know what you're grateful for. Put it in the comments. If you got something that you are super grateful for today, I am on Love After Cheating. I am at Love Coach Dasha, and I want to hear about it. If you're on with me on YouTube, I want to hear about the things that you're grateful for. I will give you a little shout out. I will talk about your good thing. I will cheer for your good thing. And you want to share those good things with other people who are experiencing this trauma, because that inspires them to remember that good things are happening. When you meet up with somebody else that's been cheated on, other women that have been cheated on, a lot of the time you end up hearing negativity, right? If you are a woman that's been cheated on and you are talking about things that make you feel grateful and happy instead of the misery of the situation, a lot of the time you can be an inspiration to another woman who is trying to get there, trying to get to that place of being happier than rather than being so miserable, being stuck in the pain. Okay. So put it in the comments if you got comments. Let me see over here on Love Coach Dasha. Charmaine, I see you over there. And Angela, hey girl, how you been doing? we gotta catch up. She's a moderator in the Love After Cheating group. I'm like, we gotta catch up because I haven't talked to her in a little bit. I haven't talked to y'all since last year. So I would love to get back with you. Charmina, I was just thinking about you today. I would love to know what is going on with you, how wonderfully you're doing. These are two of my girls. They're with me. They be doing the thing and getting results. All right. Okay. All right. And the last thing, the last of the practices we're going to talk about right now is a very simple one, but one that you're probably not going to like. I want you to stop asking him all those questions. Stop asking him questions about the affair. Stop asking him questions about the pain, about his thought process, any of that. Stop it. Okay. There is no reason for you to ask any more information. You've got enough information. I know that your brain keeps telling you, I have to have all the pieces. I have to know everything that happened to be able to heal. That is not true. That is the trauma talking, and it is trying to convince you not to heal. It's not trying to heal you. It's not trying to help you at all. It's not saying, oh, yes, yes, it's telling you once we get all this information, then you can heal. And that's a lie. You don't need all of that information to be able to heal. It makes it harder to heal when you are dealing with all that information, all of these things that you can just reach out and touch all of these details about what happened when you are trying to heal, when you're trying to move forward. Your body and your brain will just throw these things at you. You're like, but what about this? Some piece of information that you collected that doesn't change anything, doesn't change the fact that you want to stay and reconcile in this relationship. It does not change that. But your brain will keep telling you it does. And so you've got to stop the process of asking all those questions. All right. Vicky, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And my lips, this is all Fenty, girl. Fenty. Fenty is doing the thing. All right. Okay, so we have got to stop asking these questions. Now, I'm telling you, I know that it is a trauma response that is happening to you when you ask the questions. What positions did you have sex in? Did you tell her that you loved her? All of that. All right. I understand that it's a trauma response and it's hard to get rid of that. Instead of asking those questions, give yourself a break and try one of these, okay? This is it's from the good people at the Skin Deep. This is like a $30 game, but it's excellent, all right? There's 199 questions about you connecting with your baby again instead of trying to ask questions about the pain. We are leaning into questions about your connection together. So instead of asking the questions that you want to ask, try a few of these. All right. This one says, what do you think is the source of my joy? Would you like to know what he thinks is the source of your joy? Wouldn't that be interesting to know? What do you think is the source of my joy? He might give you something you never even thought of before. All right. Let's see. I just asked that one the other day. What is one thing you never want me to forget about you? Oh, that's a sweet one. When they're long gone, if you have a wonderful, beautiful life together and you make it to the point where death does you part and that person leaves you, what is one thing you never want me to forget about you? If we're ever to be parted, what do you want me to know? What do you want me to take to heart and remember? It's a good question. Isn't that a better question than the questions you want to ask? I'm trying to tell you it is. I promise you these are much, much better. All right. And one more. It's the beginning of the year. It's time for me to shuffle this deck again. It's 199 questions, so I never run out. This one says, what's the first thing you noticed about me today? Oh, another good question. What's the first thing you noticed about me today? All right. So isn't that a better question? Wouldn't you rather hear the answer to that? I think that's a better question. All right. If you want to connect, if you want to heal, stop poking at the wound by asking question after question after question. I was a nurse for 25 years, and there's a saying, the fastest way to heal a wound is to keep your fingers out of it. If you keep on digging in there with your grubby little fingers, you're going to introduce all sorts of bacteria. If you keep on asking the same exact questions, wiggling your finger around in this wound, you're going to make it infected. You're going to give yourself extra problems. So take your hands away. Let's wash this up, bandage up that site a little bit, and ask questions that do not dig into that painful place over and over and over again. Does that make sense? You all let me know if I'm talking crazy to you, but these are the practices. If you can do some of these things, if you can start with these things, you are going to start to feel better. You are going to start to feel more in control. Okay. Angela said D-Day was May 12th, 2022, celebrated 29 years together on the 20th of this month while on a cruise. See, Angela, they out here doing the thing. Angela took everything that I was saying to her and she put it into her life. She put the application on, and then things started to get better. She healed up. She's not all triggered all the time. They're living a good life. Look, they're over here celebrating 29 years on the cruise. Congratulations to you. As a matter of fact, Angela, I'm so happy to hear that. Anniversaries. It's so funny how the anniversaries get better, don't they? And the first couple of anniversaries after the cheating, you'd be like, I don't know if I even want to do this. But the anniversaries start getting better and better and better because you remember what you're actually celebrating. You're celebrating the fact that you made it a whole nother year together. This was a lifelong endeavor you went on. When you stood up in front of all your friends and family and God and everybody and said, hey, I want to be with this person for the rest of my life, that was a big undertaking. You're supposed to celebrate that. Even if the cheating happens, if you make it to the next anniversary, celebrate that bad boy, okay? Put your heart into it because you are doing exactly what you said you were going to do. Better or worse, sickness and health, richer or poorer, you were doing the thing. That is what the marriage is. It's a lot of pain and ups and downs when you are spending an entire lifetime with somebody. Some bad stuff is going to happen. But then every year on that anniversary, you come back to that beautiful, young, blushing bride that you were. And remember that this is exactly what you signed up for. You signed up for a lifetime of the best and the worst with this person. It wasn't about expecting that everything was going to be wonderful. It will be wonderful because I have this person. That's the reason you married them in the first place, isn't it? Well, gotta remember that. As I said, Dasha literally helped us save our marriage. This has been the best anniversary in years. I know that's right. That's what I'm talking about. The anniversary just keep getting better and better after you dealt with the infidelity. You start to heal up. You appreciate each other again. You fall in love all over again. Oh, it gets better and better. All right. I got some plans for this year's anniversary. We're going to go do some things this year when we have our anniversary in October. I'm excited. I'm not going to tell anybody about it, but we're going to do some things. All right. All right. So excited. Love it. Love to hear it. So we wanted to talk to you a little bit because I know, I seem a little bit bouncy. I'm always a little bouncy when I talk to you, but I'm not bouncy. I have been tired. It's been a day. It's been more than a day. It's been a couple of months, but it has been a tiresome day. I don't have a lot of energy, but when I'm here with you, it comes out. All right. But because I feel like that, I'm like, you know what? That goes with what I was going to talk to you about tonight. Why the healing requires structure and not just your willpower. Okay. We were doing the Big D challenge this week. We still are in the middle of Big D challenge. If you want to join me for the Big D challenge, your big decision to stay and heal and reconcile, you can join me in the Big D challenge. It is going on inside the Love After Cheating Facebook group. And also I have a Love After Cheating challenge group, which is just for my challenge posts and videos. So if you are interested, come on over there. You can watch the videos and do the prize posts, and you can get entered to get prizes from me. All right. But we've been talking about the last 4 days, the steps, the decisions that you can make that make you feel more comfortable with the idea that you're trying to stay, you're trying to heal, you're trying to reconcile. in favor of the love instead of that automatic response of the fear. That's what we've been going for, making the decision in favor of love instead of the fear. All right. So we talked about day one, we talked about making that decision, telling our brains what we want. I am choosing the fear over the love. I am doing that. That is what is happening. No matter what the situation is, if it, I can clearly see this is the fearful thing to do and this is the more loving thing to do, I'm going to try and do the more loving thing. Whatever the opposite of the fear is, I'm going to do the opposite of it. Okay. We were talking about your triggers and what your triggers are showing you in your body, how to start handling those. We were talking about the fact that this trauma is a thing that creates a whole lot of grief. You lose something, you feel bad about your loss. And so coming at it with gratitude is going to help you to keep your mind on the decision that you've made. And then we talked about the actions today, how love is an action word. It's not just a noun, it's not just a thing, it is a verb, it is a thing that you do. Love is a feeling, absolutely. That's where it starts off. But if you're trying to have a lifetime, if you're trying to heal and forgive somebody, you are going to need to do it as an action. Do the love as an action, and remember that you are here for a reason. You are wanting to show love and receive love from this person, so you got to be on the actions of it. It's not just a feeling after you've decided to be together for a lifetime. It is doing, it's actions. So we were talking about all that today, all that this week, and I'm a little tired. The weather thing is stressing me out. I've been caregiving for my aunt. Lots of things have been happening. But that makes this topic more important and not less important. Because healing doesn't happen when you're inspired. All right. Hopefully I can inspire you. Hopefully I can. Hopefully you can see somebody who has actually done the work and actually had the experience of I was cheated on, I hurt, and then I healed. Angela is another one. She was cheated on, she hurt, and then she healed. I want that to be inspirational to you. That is the final phase of healing after infidelity. But most healing is going to happen when you're tired, when you are stressed, when you are triggered, when you're just trying to show up. Okay. It is going to happen in those moments. When you're inspired, it's great. It's great if you can have that inspired moment and start towards the healing. But most of it is going to be done when you're triggered. When you are stressed out, it's going to be choosing different things. It's going to be making different decisions in the moment when it's the hardest to do. One of the biggest mistakes that women make after infidelity is thinking that healing just requires you to have a whole bunch of willpower. That, oh, well, I once I decide, that's it. I am just forgiving and I'm healed up and it's all over and it's done from there. No, it's a whole bunch of little moments. It's a whole bunch of choices over and over and over again to, if I could do better, what would I do in this moment? All right. But willpower is going to fail you when you're tired, when you are triggered, when you're grieving, when you're overwhelmed. Your willpower is not going to be at its best. You can't just depend on that to be able to heal. So if healing depended on willpower, none of us will heal. It just would not happen. Everybody else would be struggling, walking around here. Nobody would actually heal from this. Nobody would actually ever be okay. And that is just a world I don't want to live in, where we just can't be okay after this, where we can't have this trauma and actually heal from it and get to a better place. I don't want to live in a world like that. I don't want you to live in a world like that. So we got to do something about that. All right. The Big D challenge matters so much because we are healing with the decision. Day one, we are making a decision. We are choosing the decision, not the feeling. We know that the love is there, so we're choosing in favor of it, even though we may not feel it at the moment. Day two with the triggers, when you regulate your body, that's going to help you. It's going to help you to think differently, but thinking differently doesn't do anything as far as your healing. You've got to regulate your bodily responses along with changing the healing in order to heal. Day 3 for the grief, when um, you are purposely choosing the gratitude, you're loosening grief's hold over your attention, over your body. And so then you have a little bit of room to work. Then you have a little bit more space to be able to think. Okay. Um, let's see. Where's my notes? Okay, there we go. All of that has in common that healing isn't just a moment, it's the whole system of things that you're going to be doing. It is not just, oh, it's all over, I forgive, and everything is fine. It doesn't work like that. It is a series of moments, it's a structure that is going to help you get to heal. Okay. Most women don't fail at the healing because they don't care enough. Most women aren't failing because of that. Most women aren't failing because they don't love this person enough. They're not failing even because everybody is telling them that they shouldn't work it out. It's not actually what's happening. Most of the time when women fail, it's just because they don't have the structure there to be able to do the healing, something to lean against. Okay. So you need some daily regulation, right? You need guidance. When you are triggered and you can't think straight, you need somebody to remind you that, hey, this is a triggered thought you're thinking. This is some triggered things that you're about to do. You should probably not do it. All right. You need some accountability. You need somebody to reality check you with that fear, because the fear will sound super real, even if it's not real. Okay. Even if it's not real at all, it will feel like it is. So you need somebody to reality check against and be like, okay, is this real or is this just fear? And you need somebody to talk that out with you. And you need some tools for when your willpower runs out. You need a tool, be able to pick up something and will give you some direction on healing. Love isn't just maintained by inspiration, it's maintained by a system. Okay. Everything can be maintained by a good system. Okay. So, all that being said, I want you to consider to come join me for my tech support program. You can put in the comments text, TEXT. It is my text support. You will sit there, you will text with me. I will be in your back pocket. You will be able to reach out to me and say, you know what, I am really struggling right now. I need somebody to reality check this. I need somebody to tell me that validate me, give me some direction right now. All right. You're validated with me, so I'm gonna point out like things that you can do more than just, oh, your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. They always are. We need some action with those feelings. Okay, we cannot just focus on the validation because that keeps you kind of stuck. I'm going to give you actual things to do. I'm going to point you in a direction. I'm going to give you a specific way to move forward in that moment. So if you are struggling, if you're like, I really need some structure, I need somebody to tell me what to do because I keep trying to do this on my own and I keep going to the left. I start yelling, I start arguing, even when I don't mean to, even when I'm trying to have a good day, it's still not working. You need somebody to lean on. You need somebody who will be there to, in the moment, give you the right thing to say. Tell you not, no, don't say that. Don't say what you were about to say. That's going to start a fight. Back that up. Here, let me give you some different words. All right. Even as far as that, I will actually give you the words to say if you work with me on my tech support program. So put text in the comments if you are interested in working with me one-on-one. This is a one-on-one program with me. You will get emails from me every day with journal prompts, affirmations, and just a little bit of encouragement and direction. So even if you don't happen to text me that day, you are still going to hear from me. You are still going to get some direction, some structure for your healing. Does that make sense? Let me know if you're down for it. If you want to get with me for my tech support program, please put text in the comments, TEXT, and I will send you the link so that you can get hooked up with that. All right. All right. Let's see. Lots of stuff. All right. So again, come join me for the Big D challenge. We are not completely done now. If you are seeing me and you're on YouTube and you've never been my Facebook group, come on over to the group. Come look at the videos. They're going to be up until next Tuesday, and then I'm taking them down. I don't leave them up. I want you to come look at the videos. I want you to do the challenge, participate, put your answers on the prize post, and put yourself out there. Do the work, do the actions of choosing to shed that fear, shed that pain, and lean in the direction of love. If you do that, you are going to start to heal faster. The more you do the loving things, the more loving you will feel. The more you do the I am so fed up with you and I'm so angry and I'm so petty things, you're gonna get angry and fed up and petty back. Okay, so try it out with us, see how you like it. All right. All right. So remember that in the very beginning, I was telling you about the practices. I was telling you about the things that I talk to with my clients. These are, again, if you work with me on tech support, you will be working with me. I will be telling you to do these practices on a day-to-day basis. I will even text you, okay? If you want me to do text reminders, I will text you and remind you to do these things. But we talked about your deep breathing. We talked about doing your journaling. We talked about a gratitude practice, and we talked about not asking all those questions. The last of the practices, the simple things that you can do all on your own to start to regulate your body after this trauma of infidelity, you need to do your affirmations. Have you been doing affirmations? I need you to do that. Okay. Whatever way you need to do it. If you need to do a TikTok and do your affirmation to one of the songs and talk to yourself in the mirror, feel free. Whatever it is that you can do to look yourself in the eye, okay, in your camera, in your mirror, look yourself in the eye and tell yourself something wonderful about yourself. When you do that, you are healing some of the trauma that has happened. When you are dealing with the trauma, remember we were talking about how your brain keeps telling you that everything is bad, everything is terrible all the time, and the grief and the pain is too big and it's going to crush the whole village. Remember? Okay, yeah, you may feel like that, and you may direct that at other people, but it's not just directed at other people. It's directed at yourself too. Your brain will tell you that this is all your fault. You're the one that's horrible. This is the only reason we're in so much pain is because you're stupid. All right, you're terrible. Okay, we have got to stop those thoughts from letting us believe those things about ourselves because they sound real convincing when you're in pain, when you're struggling, when you are teary on a regular basis. It sounds real. It sounds like you're to blame, that this is all your fault. You didn't do it. You did not cheat. You just happened to be cheated on. That is not a thing to be ashamed of. That is something terrible that happened to you. You had nothing to do with, you didn't have any control over, but it did happen to you. We have got to give ourselves a break about that. We have got to show ourselves that, hey, look, this bad thing has happened, but I'm not a bad person. I am not bad just because bad things happen. Okay. So you need to do your affirmation. Look yourself in the eye and say it like you mean it. Say it with some authority. Say it like you know for sure this is the true statement. Okay. When you do that, you have a record in your brain saying, oh, this is a good thing we said about ourselves. She really likes herself. All right, so maybe she's not as bad as we think she is. Maybe she's not as bad as, oh, she's the cause of all this pain and suffering. All right. It starts to change your mind about yourself, which helps erase some of the damage from the trauma. That's the main thing we're doing, right? Trying to erase some of this damage so we can move on with our lives. That's what you need to do to help feel better about yourself, is tell yourself good things about yourself. Use your affirmations. So let's see. This is a good one. Now, this is a deck that I got from Five Below. If you need affirmations specifically for healing and reconciling after infidelity, put affirmations in the comments and I will send you a link to get my affirmations. 60 days worth of affirmations, 60 days of me talking to you about infidelity. The affirmations are specifically about how you're going to heal and reconcile after infidelity. Okay. All right. But today's affirmation says, today I am learning. Today I will focus on learning to grow into a better person. I love that. We want to grow. We want to be different. You are not going to be the same person you were at the beginning of your life at the end of your life if you did it right. Okay. You will probably not be the same person. And that's not a bad thing. You're good in all your stages. You're good even in your pain, even in your trauma. You're still good. You are still a wonderful person to have on this planet. You are struggling right now because you've been through this pain. You still want to love. You still are choosing, hey, look, this is somebody that I love. This is somebody that I care about. I don't want to give this up. That is a beautiful thing. We need more of that. People will give you a hard time about it. I am not one of them. People will tell you over and over again that, oh, you're a doormat and you're a pick me and you just want any old man. You don't care. If this is the person that lights you up, if this is the person that speaks to your soul, you shouldn't have to give them up just because other people will judge you because of what they did. All right. That is not necessary. You don't have to suffer and give yourself pain because other people don't want you to be happy. That's ridiculous. Ridiculousness. We're not doing it. We're not even going about that. We are choosing what we want for our lives. And that is a beautiful thing. I am happy. Okay. I am happy. I am free. I am not in any pain anymore. The places in my chest where it used to hurt so bad, those places are gone now. I do not hurt anymore about the infidelity. I don't hurt anymore about it. It has fallen away as I have done the practices of healing, done the actions of a healed person. I became a healed person. And so that pain got left in the behind me. It got left in the past. You can leave it in the past, but if you are consistently living in the past, you're right there with the pain. You can't get away from it because you're right there with it. If you move forward, just step by step by step, every day, you're going to move further away from that pain that was behind you, and you're going to move into a brighter, more beautiful future than you can even imagine. I did not know it would be like this. I did not know he would become a better and better husband every year, even though he has bipolar disorder. Okay, he has relapses. He has times where he is just a jerk. All right, he can't help that. It is a medical thing. It's not his fault. Sometimes that happens. But as far as trying to like be a better partner to me, be a better husband, be more understanding, he still is better and better every single year. So it can be better. It can be beautiful. It can be happy. It can be trusting. You can get to forgiving if you choose it. If you learn what you can do about it and then you apply those lessons, you can get there. As long as you're not trying to stay stuck in the past, you can get to a beautiful future. Okay. All right. That's all I got for you today. You all let me know. Let me make sure I don't have any questions left. Let me make sure that I didn't miss anything. If you got questions for me, you can always put them in the comments. I will come back and look. I will answer your questions. Hashtag replay, and then just let me know whatever question it is that you want to ask. I will answer your questions. I do not want you to be struggling with this on your own anymore. You don't have to do this alone. You can heal with some structure, with a companion who has been through it and will encourage you in the best practices of healing. You can do that. You can have that. You do not need to continue to struggle anymore. I am here for you. Okay. All right, y'all. That is about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I'll be back again next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about healing, just like we do every week. All right. Um, in the meantime, I love you. And I'm so, so proud of you for exercising unconditional love when we need that real bad in the world today. And I am proud that you are choosing the life that you want instead of just letting fear determine what life you have. I am very, very proud of you. Okay. All right. Mwah. I love you. And I will see you again next week for the Healing Hour Live. Bye, y'all.